Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to Eli Cooks, and today we're making spicy spaghetti with meatballs. And this is like a very easy recipe for beginners, so let's alright and get into it. These are the ingredients that you need. You don't have to use 2 pounds of meat, you can use 1 pound. We just like to make a lot of meatballs. Go ahead and get some water on the stove to boil for your pasta. While that's boiling, we can get started on the meatballs. So first, we're gonna season this bad boy up. First with some chili flakes, with some black pepper, and then some garlic powder. You want to make sure you get the whole surface of the whole meat. And then some cayenne pepper. Hell yeah, you gotta season that up. And some onion powder. Should smell pretty good about now. Then some salt. You don't have to use Himalayan salt. You can use whatever salt you want. And the Italian style breadcrumbs is the key ingredient, or else the meatballs will stick to the pan when you start to cook them. And make sure to mix it all and incorporate it very good. Now, it's not too bad if you add too much Italian style crumbs, because you want your meat to be a bit more on the dry side so that it won't stick on the pan when you start to cook the meatballs. Once you think the meat mixture is done, make sure to smell it to make sure it smells good and to see if you need to add any more seasoning. Once the water is boiling, add the pasta. Don't add any oil or the sauce won't stick. Now you can make your meatballs any size you want, but I like ours big, so I made ours pretty ginormous. Don't worry, when it's in the cooking sauce process, the meatballs will fully cook. Make sure to drain your pasta and try to save some pasta water. Already did beforehand. Start heating up a pot, put some oil on the bottom, cut an onion, make sure it's diced. Once the oil is hot enough, start putting the meatballs in and start browning them. Now the goal is to make sure the meatballs is brown on all sides. Now you're gonna see me try to do the best that I can do. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're gonna also put the meatballs in the sauce so it fully cooks. If you're afraid your meatballs will stick to the pan, you can do one meatball first to see if it sticks or not. If it doesn't, then that's perfect. But if that meatball does stick to the pan, then just put all your meatballs back together in a clump of meat again, add more breadcrumbs and test it out again until it doesn't stick. Then you'll be perfectly fine. Once the meatballs is all brown to your liking, make sure to put them on a plate so they can rest a bit before you put them in the sauce. Now on this step, you don't have to put the same amount that we put. We just like it really spicy. So we put a really fair amount of chili peppers. This is making us cough and sneeze amount, but if you really like spicy, I recommend doing the same as us or even more if you want. Go ahead and add more oil in case it looks like everything's not getting stir fried enough. And also, yeah, it might make you cough. Add the onions when the chili flakes are sauteed for about a minute. If you need to add more oil, just like we did here, and then make sure to stir fry this for about 2 minutes to make sure the onions brown and turn translucent. Prepare to sneeze just like now. Bless you. This is optional, but add a knob of butter if you want a buttery taste for your sauce. Go ahead and get your crushed tomatoes and add them to the mixture. Make sure to stir to incorporate it very well. Go ahead and add that pasta water that we saved, and then start adding the meatballs to the sauce so that the meatballs can fully cook. Make sure to coat the meatballs entirely with the sauce. Another optional ingredient is organic tomato paste. It's just if you want a more stronger taste of the tomato to come through. You don't have to add this if you don't like a strong taste of tomato. If you want to have your sauce thicker, this might actually help with that also. So think about that if you want a thicker type of sauce and not really liquidy or really saucy or watery. Go ahead and let this simmer, stir occasionally for about 10 to 20 minutes. You can put a thermometer in your meatball to make sure it's fully cooked. We put cilantro, it's an optional ingredient. It's not necessary to have this taste good, but we had it laying around and we want to make use of it. Feel free to always change this recipe to make it more like your recipe or more to your taste. Once the sauce is done, go ahead and add the pasta to the mixture and start mixing that bad boy up. Here, I'm gonna make myself a bowl, get some meatballs, yeah, that deliciousness. And boom, there it is. Spicy spaghetti and meatballs. Looks delicious. Put some cheese on there. Gonna get some meatball pasta. And I gotta say, this was pretty smack your mama good. Really easy recipe for first timers, so I really recommend trying out this recipe. And go ahead and leave a thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Peace.